This will be a regional panel discussion, so we have other callers joining us in here. Before I hand over to our Women in Chair Pharma, Dr. Julia Gandhi, whom I really thank so much for her patience, I'd like to also thank you all for your attendance and support today. A quick reminder that the conference begins at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, Singapore time. We're continuing with our presentations on pharma manufacturing post-COVID-19 with our second keynote from Dr. Jerome Kim, Director General, International Vaccine Institute, South Korea. And this is followed by sessions on regulatory and compliance, ICH Q12 implementation, and cell and gene therapy. Please refer to our program on www.ispsingapore.org for details on the tab on this page. And certainly, we welcome you and continue to send your questions to our speakers on Slido. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening in. It's been a great pleasure. And now over to Julia. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Thomas. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Harshita from Women in Pharma ISP Singapore. Today's discussion will be on charting career goals, and our panel speakers will be sharing their experiences and thoughts on it. We encourage all of you to actively participate in discussion by sharing and asking questions along the way. You can either use the chat function, the reaction button, or just unmute yourself to ask some question. There will be poll and open-ended questions posted along the way, and I highly encourage all of you to answer them. Also, this is a disclaimer that we all agree that panelists and all who participate speak off the record from their personal experiences and not in any way for their company, unless specified otherwise. The discussion will be led by Julia Gandhi, who's the Chair of Women in Pharma ISP Singapore, Director and Senior Consultant at GN Private Limited. I would like to welcome our panelists. First, we have Liu Xia with us, who is the Director of Information Systems at Amgen Singapore Manufacturing. Mary Joy, who is QA Microbiology and Validation Senior Supervisor at Baxter Healthcare Philippines. Next, we have Dana Rus, who is a Student and Young Professionals Affairs Chair of ISPE Thailand. We're ready to begin a discussion, and Julia, I will now pass the time over to you.
Thank you, Harshita. Hello, everyone. I'm Julia, and as Harshita has mentioned, I will be moderating this panel discussion. Harshita, thanks for introducing all of us. Panelists, again, we are grateful to you for sharing your time and experience with us. Audience, happy to have you on board and hope you enjoyed this session. This is one of the events run by the Women in Pharma group of the ISPE Singapore affiliate. Just to put things in perspective, I will do a short intro to the topic for today's panel discussion, which is charting your career goals. Can I have the slide, please? Yeah, the next one. Thank you. The next slide. Thanks. So here we are looking at setting career goals. Now, what we are looking at is how do you identify your career options? Now, looking at career options, it's not only at a particular stage in your work life, but it can be considered at any point in your working life. It can be right at the beginning, which is maybe the first job, going on to your best job ever, or even being your own boss. So it can be at any time. To begin with, just remember that you are unique and you're one of a kind. So what you need to do is look at yourself, do a self-assessment or a self-awareness, and look at all the interests you have, the strengths, the limitations, as well as passion, talent. You know yourself well. Once you do that, you can list career options. Listing career options is easy. Why? Because you see a number of these nice careers, glam careers, and you think that all those could be possible, but one needs to prioritize depending on your self-awareness. And that exercise, therefore, is important. You prioritize your choice of career options and then compare them using maybe organization or career information or even doing meeting people, professionals in those careers. Once you do that and once you compare, you can then make a really short list of maybe just one or two options. And remember that personal preferences are not always enough. There are so many other factors. It could be personal circumstances, or it could be as simple as the location. So once you decide on choose your career, you set the SMART goals, and we know what those are. Be specific, be clear, be precise, make them measurable. You should be able to benchmark it. They should be attainable, more than 50% chance of success, relevant because it's important to help reach the objective, and it has to be time bound or have a time frame. Now, while you're doing all this, the career, setting career goals, it could be for the job you already have, or it could be looking for new opportunities. But whatever you are doing, it is important that to do well in your current job, because remember that if you're looking for another option, you will be assessed on your job scope, your present job scope, and your performance there. So to quote a phrase, it is important to remember that responsibilities tell and accomplishments sell. Next slide, please. We are looking at mapping career action plans, and I'll go through this a little quickly. You review the action plans that have your SMART goals, the planning of it, chart the steps, put on paper, because you need to review these regularly. It need not be extreme, not every day or once in a year, but as necessary, it should be practical. And because you will find that priorities can change. Now, remember that the career action plan is not cast in stone. It's perfectly okay to revise these actions. And because, as we said, certain factors can change, and therefore the career action plan can change. So this could be new or more attractive opportunities or emerging careers that may come in, technological innovations and new advances, or it can just be personal communications and priorities. So new job markets and new trends in the economy make a difference, and maybe the career action plan can then change. And next slide, please. Moving on, when you're looking at career options and looking at moves, there are three types of career moves. And this can be a forward move where you climb the career ladder vertically, which means it goes according to promotions and pay increases. Or it can be non-linear career moves, which may not be as common. And this is one of those is sideways move, which means switch to a position which is neither up or down. And this helps in personal and professional development because you learn new skills and both technical and transferable skills. And then there could be a backward move, which means you take a step down in status or in paycheck or both. And in this case, could be switching jobs or careers. Sometimes you feel pigeonholed, so you say, okay, let me try something else, in spite of the fact that you may lose some money or status. But this needs to be starting from scratch sometimes and needs courage and determination. Okay, with that, I'd like to point out something that you should all think about is there was a study done by Bedford Group recently where they interviewed 224 small cap biotechs and they surveyed them for their positions in the executive positions. they found that there were only 13 CEOs that were women out of the 224 biotech surveyed. So pause for thought, think maybe you should all be changing your career goals now. Thank you. And with that, I move on to our panelists, and I'm going to ask each one of our panelists to share their career path with us. Can we start with Lucia? Can you
Hi,
hear me?
Julia.
Hi.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. I think let me start with sharing my career path. I was born in industrial estate in China. Both my parents working in the chemical plants. So I become a trained chemical engineer and specialize in delivering the process automation solutions. So starting from that point, my career journey can broadly categorized in that 3 different sections. So the first part of my career, I was mostly working in the engineering design company. That is whereby I have built all my technical skills and the foundations in those years. Then secondly, I have moved myself into the process control automation solution provider companies. In those years, I continue to build my technical foundations. Then in the meantime, I start to pick up my leadership skills. Then the last part of my career journey for the last 10 years also, I was in the pharmaceutical and biotechnology companies, in various different companies. And that is whereby I start to strengthen my leadership journeys and continue the learning. Yeah, that's a short description of my career path.
Thank you. We'll get back to you later. Can I have Danurus, please?
Hi, Julia. Yep, thank you for today, panelists. Starting from about my career part, I have almost 20 years experience in pharmaceutical industry in both quality assurance and also manufacturing operation. After I graduated my bachelor degree in pharmaceutical side, I began working in the government pharmaceutical organization, the GPO, a state enterprise operate under Ministry of Public Health in Thailand. At that time, I have a goal that to be a part of the organization that produce a good quality, affordable and accessible medicine for Thai people. And here I had a lot of opportunity to work in different roles, starting from production pharmacist, in charge of production line to produce antiretroviral drugs for treatment on HIV. Then I was recruited to be the member of a quality assurance team to implement the quality system of the new antiretroviral drug plant in order to get the World Health Organization P qualification. And then I became a GMP trainer to train a GMP across the factory. So after I spent about 10 years at GPO, I realized that I would like to have a professional growth and broaden my knowledge and skill. So I took an opportunity to join a Novartis Animal Health as a QA manager for Southeast Asia unit operation. Here I have a responsible for all rest aspect of the operational business to ensure both import and local manufactured product are compliant with the GMP, local regulation requirement, and also Novartis quality policy. So as you know, the business has changed moving fast. Novartis Animal Health was acquired by Elanco. That is the current company that I'm working for. The Elanco is a world leader in developing innovative products and solutions that enhance animal health. So here I have a responsibility to oversee the contract manufacturers in ASEAN, And also this year, and expand my role to including the oversight activity at the CM in Taiwan and Korea. Totally about like 15 contract manufacturer under my responsibility to ensure that the manufactured product meet the market authorization. That's all my short career path. Julia, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you much. Mary Joy?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. So it's a pleasure to be part of this panel. And I would like to thank Ms. Vivian Santelian for this opportunity to empower more women. So I'm a graduate of a Bachelor of Science in Biology, major in microbiology from the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. I started my career as a microbiologist and have pioneered the laboratory setup of a probiotic feed manufacturing plant in China. I later joined a medical device company wherein I was honed to become a team leader of the quality control, covering both microbiology and chemistry lab. When a pharmaceutical company had an opening for a microbiology manager, I was hesitant at first, but I thought I was not ready. But having this adventurous side of me, I still applied for the post and I got the offer. So I have spent 5 years leading that laboratory and as a plant hygienist also conducting the microbial risk assessment of the manufacturing process and the plant utilities. When I became a mom of two, I had to reassess myself as I wanted to continue my passion, but I would also like to be the best mom to my babies who were 1 and 2 years old at that time. It was just fortunate that Baxter has an opening for a microbiology lab supervisor, and that was 7 years ago. And here I am now, still connected with the company, the current QA microbiology and validation supervisor, and the facility sterility assurance representative of Canlubang plant, and still loving the vibe. So that's all for me.
Wow. Thank you. All of you have such interesting career paths. And I think we will talk a bit more on each of these. Before we start, we'd like to do the word cloud. And can we have the word cloud, please? There are 2 questions. Yeah. Audience, please take part in this. We'd like to know more about you, and then we have an idea of what motivates you. Christina, could we also have the second question so that we can then start with the subtopics? What does a successful career mean to you? Please respond. Thank you so much for taking part in the cloud word. And I think we've got such interesting results. The first one, which was what motivates you at work, what we heard was that it is a few things: making a difference, passion, and both of those are interesting. That means this is about making your job interesting, not just as a job, but making a difference either in society or anywhere else, and having the passion to do it. We'll keep this in mind while talking about the subtopics over here. And the second word cloud was recognition. Again, I think that's understood. You want to be recognized for the work you do. So, but let's start with, I'll ask Danuris to talk about effective career path and deciding on goals. What motivated you to move from one place to another and set new career goals? Danuris, you'd like to take this?
Yes, Julia. I think when we talk about the effective career path, I think it is good to have a plan or a roadmap for your career. This can help you to achieve, at least you to go to your dream and also enjoy with the work, and you also have like a passion during the work and life. So I think like the most important thing that you need to know yourself first. What would you like or dislike, and what skill or personal characteristic and experience you have, that then you can set your career goals, even if in the short or long term. And for me, when I start working, I just only have a dream. It's like a child that just want to do something like or contribute something good to the society. Like I said in my introduction, that I start working with the GPO, the Government Pharmaceutical Organization, and would like to produce the drugs with a accessible price for Thai people, right? And that is my starting point. And when I working, I also lucky me that I have a good boss. She quite have a good role model for me. She also have like a clear specific goal on her career, and she make it happen. She can achieve it, and now she are achieve in her professional career in a short period of time. This is also be like a example for me to set my career goal also. So after I working in this company for about 10 years, it's like a government sector. So I decide to broaden my knowledge and skills. So I would like to go out from my comfort zone and find a new challenge for myself. So I moved from local company to multinational company and attained a high level of career satisfaction as a joy as like a manager role. And here I can develop my management skill and also learn in the new business because I moved from the pharmaceutical human drugs for veterinary drugs, right? And you when you move to when you change a job or move to the new environment, you meet a different people. You work with different people, and you will learn a lot from them. That is the reason that make me more energetic and can have a new passion in my life. Thanks, Julia.
Thank you. Thanks, Daniris. Could we have the poll question? Have you set your career goals, please? Please respond, everybody. Wow, that's fantastic. So people already know all about setting career goals. Okay, I didn't expect that. I thought there'd be more who are more aware about the career goals, but it's not so bad. It's kind of the majority, shall we say, are aware about career goals. That's fantastic because that's being on the right track. We also have a word cloud. So could we have that one? What are your strengths? Thank you. Okay, another interesting one. And this was not unexpected. I think being organized is part of a lot of jobs or that we do. And being organized always helps. So that's a fantastic strength to have. And confidence. That's pretty good. I think communication kind of is also there. So this is pretty significant. When we move on to mapping the career action plan. And for that, we have Mary Joy. Would you speak a bit more about on action plans that you can have for careers moving forward or in careers that one is already in?
Yes, Julia. So I was actually surprised with the poll. I thought I don't have to share anymore. So so how to map out our career path? So for everyone, a career path is a roadmap wherein it's for our personal and professional development. And as Julia have mentioned earlier, it can vary based on the needs and experience. And if you can still remember my introduction, I was a previous microbiology manager and plant hygienist, but I took a supervisory role when I became a mom because it catered my needs at that time. So it really depends on the situation. So, related to the career path, when we are beginning our journey, it is just like when we are asking for Google Map for directions, wherein you have to give two informations, which is your starting point and the destination, right? So, firstly, you have to understand where you are right now. I think the Neuros also mentioned that you have to identify your strengths and weaknesses, your interests, how do others view you, and how you wanted to be viewed by others. So this is the point wherein we have to know what your competencies are. And when you have this deeper understanding of your starting point, you will be able to identify where do you want to go next, your preferred destination. So earlier, Julia also mentioned that there are several means of career move. It can be linear and non-linear. So it can be lateral. We can also have the step up, the lateral, and or you can join another organization. So it's good to discuss this with your superiors, mentors, or even colleagues. So at this point, you have to pinpoint where the interim stops and the ultimate direction of your career is in the next 3 to 5 years. So after determining where you are currently and where you wanted to, we can start with the mapping of your career action plan. And this starts with a detailed career map. So in my case, my dream job is to be a regional sterility assurance representative. And for me to achieve this, my manager, Moet Dedel, he was able to convince me that I have to make this list of sequential positions for me to get there without losing the opportunities which can arise where I can move sideways to expand my expertise. This also helps in avoiding taking jobs that will help you, that will get you to nowhere. So after having this detailed career map, we have to fill in these position roles. So it's getting the necessary skills, experience, and training or certifications that can make you achieve your dream job. And for you to be more versatile, you can also consider other skills that may increase your chances of advancing quickly. Next, you have to do your research. So your focus will be on your dream career, and you need to have a clearer picture of it. I am just fortunate that in my current company, I have the chance of seeing the behind the scene look of my dream job, and that excites me more. And I strive not just for the paycheck, but I'm looking forward to learning more to achieve my dream goal. The fourth step would be the expanding our knowledge and skills, which is also actually self-explanatory. But in this step, the most vital is the performance reviews, because sometimes we become delusional of our achievement, and we thought that we are getting better, but it was just in our view. So it's good to have good to know how the others are seeing us, and it's getting a mentor will speed up this process. And to keep us going, we have to set our small goals. As the proverb says, small beginnings comes great things. So no matter how small it is, the good thing is that you have started, and it will keep you tracked and motivated. We have to be realistic that our dream is our big time goal, and we should have these small goals that keep us moving forward. And lastly, never stop networking. This expands your connection and broaden your job opportunities. It also widens your resources such that when you are encountering challenges, you will have bunch of list of persons you can run to and give advices to you on how you can succeed in your role. This is also one way of gaining knowledge of different positions in the company and what those position entails. Remember that mapping out our career won't make us immune to career setbacks, but it will also be good to have other options. I would like to end my discussion with what Abraham Lincoln have said. The best way to predict the future is to create it. So for those 49% or 40% around that, please create yours now. And remember that career mapping will help you meet your goal, and it will show you how you will produce the highest performing you. That's all, Julia. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That was very insightful. Thank you, Mary Jo. We'll next have a poll question. Could we have you mapped your, on a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated are you to perform at your best? Thank you. Looks like we have a very motivated audience, which is great because then they will take back something that from the panel discussion, right? Next, I think we'll just do one word cloud. And can we have the word cloud? What are some of the new skills you have picked up in the last 2 years, please? Here what we see is something like, Lucia, you're going to like this. The new skills. What I saw was communication, problem solving to some extent, data to some extent. So now over to you, and to tell us more about how your skills, you use the skills, both you also did linear as well as you went non-linear. So
thank you, Julia. So I think that very close to my heart. Just now, the word cloud saying what is the new skills you are picking this year. I think we are all now in the new era whereby the digital technology is coming in as information system director. So I was in that trending to pick up new skills and to understand more on the power of using data, of the digital technology, and how those digital technologies can help us to reshape the business. So I think those are all the new skills I have picked up and learned recently, and also encourage and empower my team to learn. I think that is really something just now to resonate. What motivates you? One part of it is that continuous learning. And I think we are in that exciting time that the learning will continue motivate us through and changing our future. Yeah, so I would like quickly to share, some of the things just now I have heard. So there's three things resonated with me very much. One is when we just now discussed whether you should map your career or you should not. It's an interesting result whereby we're almost apart, right? The results are almost apart. I want to share a different perspective. Sometimes, especially for the young engineers, you may not have that clarity in terms of, what is the career that motivates you? What is that suits you? So I think some of the things in common is always follow your heart, and along the way, find what is energize you. I think why finding that what energizes you is important is because of, in the normal day-to-day time, it will give you the joy and the satisfaction in your day-to-day work. And in the hard and challenging times, that the passion as well as that energy will help you to build the resilience you need. So it is very important as a young engineer, you may not have that clarity initially, but continue finding and continue seeking. So that is come to my second point, whereby you should use your current role well. Sometimes we said, we may not have that opportunity to where what I want to be. Before you find the next opportunity, fully use your role, current role well. That is whereby not only build up your foundation technical skill, but also to learn all the different touch points and try different things. That will help you to eventually find what really motivates you and what you are good at and what energize you. Then also always perform at your best, because when you perform at your best, you also provide others opportunity to see who you are, what's your strengths, and what is the capability to be. So lastly, I think I want to end on just now the word cloud is one of the biggest outcome is the motivation, right? A lot of us is glad to see most of us is motivated. But I would always, my favorite model is for the career development is the CMO model. The CMO model, C meaning career, M stands for motivation, and O is opportunity. So when there's three things, your career interest, your motivation, and your opportunity overlaps, that is whereby you can perform at your best. So I wish everyone the good luck and eventually landed where you are at the center of the CMO. Yeah. Thank you, Julia. Julia, you're on mute.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Sully. This is really something that there are lots of points our audience can go home with. But to add on to this, Mary Jo and Danny Rist, would you like to say a couple of words or sentences to add on? Any thoughts? Or sorry.
Yeah. So just want to emphasize what both MJ and Liu Zhou say that we need to have like a know what we like, what follow on my heart, on your heart, right? And I think that it's for it's reflect also for myself that when we have fun and enjoy what we do, we can do our best and we can contribute something both for ourselves and for the company and also for the society. That is my thing for everyone, that just find yourself and do your best. Thanks.
Thank you. Mary Joy, you'd like to say anything?
Yeah, I think they have mentioned all, but what I just like to because I also told what they already told what I mentioned earlier, but yeah, I think they captured everything. Thank you.
Okay. I think we'll move on then to the Q&A. Christina, could we have the Q&A? Okay. How many do we have? Because I just like to... I'll start with the first one. What advice can you give to students, aspiring pharmacists who still need guidance regarding their career path? Can you all see it also, panelists? Can you see the questions?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Who'd like to take this on, the first question?
I can take this one.
Okay.
Yes, as a pharmacist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you.
I think is like I said, when I was young, is like we just have a dream, and at that time I don't know what I can be and or what kind of role in the pharmaceutical industry I can achieve. But I think starting from finding the thing in common in your life, and for me, I think at that time, I think in the factory, not in the hospital when compare, right? When you study a pharmacist, you can choose what is you can see what picture like you will be in the future. For myself, I think I have like I born in the factory. My parents also have like a factory, so that I should to be in the production pharmacist. That is my start. So I will tell everyone, like a student, pharmacist student, that you can study yourself. What would you like to do? And then explore and try everything that you have an opportunity. And also, like MJ talked before, when you have like a networking with other people, you will not know what you will learn from other. Like you can talk with your teacher, or also can reach out to the company, and on the website you can explore more in detail, and you will know what you should try and what you should you will be in the future. Yeah.
Okay, the next question is interesting. If you could choose, if you could choose which one is more important, pursuing next degree in study or becoming more experienced in work field? Lucia, you'd like to take that?
Sure. Yeah, I think this is an interesting question. I think fundamentally, either you want to pursue the next degree in study or getting in the working field to get more experience. I think it's important to understand what do you want to achieve. I always tell my intern, right? So once they onboarded with our company with their 6 months with us, I always tell them, make full use of these 6 months. That is whereby, you have these opportunities to get in touch with the different people, to see the different the work processes, and start getting to know about yourself. What are you interested, and probably what motivates you. So I think for coming to the next degree of study, to my point, if you really find it, example, you are going for the certain role, or you are pursuing some opportunities, at that point in time, you truly know that you need build certain capability, or you need to build certain skills to achieve what you are pursuing. That time, you probably, when you're back to school, or pick up some of the courses that will benefit you most. I just want to share my own example whereby, just now we talk about the digital technology, the new trending, the everything about the data, the digital technologies. So I felt that the sense of, the urge to pick up a new skill and learn. So that is whereby I decided to go back and take a 3-month course of digital transformation. And I think that benefit me tremendously, because I have a different desire of the learning, and that truly benefits me. So that's my advice. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's take one question. I think that may be just the last question. One question where, and I'm trying to combine some of the question, and for new graduate students, there's one question here about tips on landing a good job as a newly graduate student. And there's another one which says, what advice can you give to students or aspiring pharmacists who still need guidance regarding their career paths? I think partly this was answered by Danny Riss, right? So, and then maybe we'll pick up another question, which is, if you love your job but the compensation is not enough, will you consider moving to another job? MJ, you want to take it?
Yeah, sure. It's a very difficult question, but actually it depends on the phase of your life. But
Sure.
I mean, when I started my career, I was looking for a job who can support me, which could support my family, because I mean, I came from a not well-to-do family. So when after graduation, what I just wanted is to have a job. That's it. And that job must be able to support the living of our family. But as I go along, it's no longer the compensation. It's more of what makes you happy, what makes you fulfilled. Because there could be a very high paying job, but the environment you are working with, and then there's no learning, I think that would not be a very suitable job for me. So that's two consideration. Am I happy with my job? And are they making me fulfilled? So that's two. And then, yeah, it's more of learning and then the passion. So that's for me.
Thank you.
I will not move. That's because of the compensation.
Thanks. Just one last question. This is very popular question. What is considered a good reason to move? What is considered a good reason to move? Who'd like to take this? We just have like a couple of sentences that one can say here. Lucia or Danny Riss, or both of you, one sentence each.
Okay.
Ken?
Yeah, Ken. One good reason to move if there's no more growth in my career. Okay. So that's one.
Okay. Lucia?
Yeah, I would say, the same, the learning and growth. You continue growing. Yeah.
Okay.
I resonate with Mary.
Okay. If you're not learning in your current job, maybe it's a good idea to move, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Last word.
Just to find a challenging. Yeah. Sometimes you work the same place for a long time, you feel like not enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you stop enjoying your job, it's time to look around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, I think with that, we will end, and we already gone beyond time. And in very quick summary, just in one sentence, we all want to achieve success, but achieving success is easier when you plan your career. And with that, we will end and say thank you, everybody. Thank you, panelists, very much. Audience, thank you very much for being with us. Hope you have lots of things to think about. Okay, with that, I think we are done. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lovely having you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.